Kamal Adwan Hospital in Beit Lahia, Northern Gaza, was one of the last functioning healthcare facilities in the region. Amid relentless bombings and blockades, it provided critical care and shelter for displaced families. This critical role made Kamal Adwan Hospital a target. Repeatedly struck in recent months, the facility struggled to operate as IDF bombings intensified. On Friday, December 27th, the Israeli Defense Forces carried out a military raid on Kamal Adwan Hospital, claiming it was being used as a Hamas stronghold. Without providing evidence, the IDF ordered the forced evacuation of the hospital, giving patients, staff, and displaced civilians just 10 to 15 minutes to leave. Witnesses reported scenes of chaos and dehumanization as men were stripped half naked, blindfolded and beaten, while women were forced to remove their hijabs.
Some of the medical staff were arrested. We saw images of them being marched out, stripped as well. And one of the journalists, Ellison, covering the attack on the hospital itself, was also arrested.
Dr. Hussam Abu Safiya, the hospital's director, described the situation on social media, saying the occupation army is burning all the operating departments in the hospital while we are still there. He also stated that medical staff were detained and interrogated, with some being accused of aiding Hamas. Hours before the raid, he reported that Israeli strikes in the area had already claimed the lives of 50 people, including 5 hospital staff members. The IDF defended its actions by alleging that Kamal Adwan Hospital had become a key operational base for Hamas militants. These accusations are similar to the IDF's earlier claims about Al-Shifa Hospital, Gaza's largest medical facility. In that case, the IDF alleged that the hospital was a Hamas command center, raided it and destroyed it entirely. However, almost no verification of those claims was provided beforehand. Similarly, no concrete evidence has been presented to substantiate the claims about Kamal Adwan Hospital. Instead, the raid left the hospital destroyed, robbing Northern Gaza of one of its last healthcare lifelines. To understand the broader implications of the Kamal Adwan Hospital raid, we must examine what's known as the General's Plan, devised by General Giora Eiland of the IDF. Early in the war, Eiland proposed a strategy to create a serious humanitarian crisis in Gaza, framing it as a legitimate means to achieve military objectives. His plan outlined a two-step process. First, order the evacuation of all Palestinians from northern Gaza, and second, make the region uninhabitable for those who remain. According to Eiland, anyone who did not leave could be deemed a terrorist and targeted.
So my conclusion was that we have to conquer the northern part of Gaza. First phase, to call all the civilians who live there to evacuate this area. And after all the civilians leave and only the combatants stay, then we don't have to fight. We simply can enforce a very strong, strict and effective siege. So in the end of the day, those combatants who stay in this area will have to decide either to surrender or to die in starvation.
The plan's chilling goals included blockading food, fuel and water supplies to northern Gaza and causing severe epidemics of disease to force surrender. According to reports, Prime Minister Netanyahu reportedly endorsed the plan, saying it makes a lot of sense. Many observers see the Kamal Adwan Hospital raid as a direct manifestation of this strategy. By targeting critical infrastructure and forcibly evacuating civilians, the IDF appears to be systematically implementing elements of the General's Plan. The attack on Kamal Adwan Hospital is not an isolated incident. It's part of a broader campaign that has decimated Gaza's healthcare system. Since October, over 1,000 healthcare workers have been killed, and humanitarian organizations have reported more than 1,250 attacks on medical facilities in the occupied Palestinian territories.
In October, the UN accused Israel of carrying out what it called a concerted policy to destroy healthcare in the Strip. The WHO says more than 1,200 attacks have been launched on health facilities in the occupied Palestinian territories since Israel launched its war. The UN says only 17 of the Strip's 36 hospitals are still functioning, but only partially, with none providing full services due to the shortage of staff and equipment. More than 1,000 healthcare workers have been killed since October the 7th of last year.
The World Health Organization has condemned these actions, warning that they violate international laws protecting medical institutions in conflict zones. For the people of Northern Gaza, the loss of Kamal Adwan Hospital marks another step towards the complete collapse of healthcare. This systematic destruction not only robs civilians of critical services, but also appears to be a deliberate strategy to displace and demoralize the population. We must ask ourselves, what kind of world are we creating when hospitals become battlegrounds? Seriously, a world where doctors and healthcare workers are killed and humiliated? A world where places that are fundamentally known as safe havens are turned into graveyards? For over 14 months, over 450 days, Israel has been allowed to commit atrocity after atrocity, making it clear that a Palestinian life holds no worth to them. Yet we must ask ourselves, what does a Palestinian life mean to us? Thank you for watching TBN. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel to support our work. Stay informed, stay balanced, and as always, peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum.